What's up, y'all? Look, this the Smoke Sesh 3, man. This the motherfucking bird box. The herb box. You know what I mean? Bird box where we smoke herb a lot. You know what I mean? We outside right now, so we out of the bird box, but it's still the bird box. You know what I mean? Everywhere we at is the bird box. Had to take my clothes to the laundromat, so, you know, figure while they in there, I might as well get something done. You feel me? Because I hate just sitting around waiting for something. And, you know, this could go towards something. So I was like, man, I would just roll up. I would get a blunt. I would roll up. You know what I mean? Drop a bird box. We in the bird box where we smoke herb a lot. You feel me? No topics today. You know what I'm saying? Other than salute to everybody who in the 420 community, man. You know, do what you do, man. Live your life. I'm not saying it's totally legal, but we on our way, man, to getting it to that point where we're accepted. You know what I mean? Where we ain't looked down upon. You know, where I could just walk freely, roll that shit, and smoke it, and drop a video outside. You know what I mean? We're like, fuck it, man. Recently, like, I've been working on a lot of stuff, man. You know, I've been working on, like, music. I think the last week or so I've been working on more music than I have in the past couple months. I mean, most people that has followed me, that started on Rap Fame, that was, like, the first platform that I started, like, seeing hope, you know, reach fans and reach people. I ended up building a few thousand followers on there, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, I'm just thankful to be at this point where people actually watch me, you know what I mean? So many people are worried about the money, like how am I gonna get customers? That before you even get the customer, you ain't even bothered reaching out to them and connecting. Like, there's so many people in the world doing shit. Why should they buy something from you when everything, you know, music is free? So it's like, you know, most people that follow me, they see me like drop music every week at one point, and then every couple of weeks, and then it went like every 3 weeks, and then now it's like every month I drop a song. But when I drop it, you gotta understand there's more music I'm working on. It's not like the only song I worked on. It's just like the only release that I put out, you know what I mean? But I dropped a video on Rap Fame, and then I promoted all over Instagram, and I drop a music video on YouTube. Rap Fame's like exclusive, you know what I mean? Once I build my fans up everywhere else that surpasses Rap Fame's gonna be the exclusive app that if you want to hear my music early or my mixtape early, you can go there. You know, before I dropped the Flu tape, which is the only mixtape I ever dropped. Before I dropped that, I dropped it exclusively on Rap Fame for like a week or so before I actually dropped it. So like I drop shit there first if I got a song coming out. You know, if you're on Rap Fame or you get the app Rap Fame, you can go there and listen to it first. You know what I mean? I think a lot of artists do that. That's on Rap Fame, but a lot of them, they don't be dropping a lot of music videos. Like every song I drop a music video. You know what I mean? And I think one thing that people use a lot is BandLab. That'd be like the first plug, the first place that they go, because a lot of people make their music on BandLab. So it's like, you know, once they get it done, they like to drop it there first, and then they put it out other places. But I feel like, you know, I still use BandLab for what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's good for recording vocals. So if I'm on the go or I'm not too settled, BandLab works great for dropping vocals. But to mix it, I got to transfer it out. You know what I mean? Because I'll mix it a little bit in BandLab, but to actually mix it, you know what I mean? But then you can bring it back to BandLab and master it. If you suck at mastering, which I ain't gonna lie, I suck at mastering. I can't figure it out, so I'll bring it and I'll use BandLab to record vocals and master. But the mixing I mainly do on a different DAW. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to one day be like the advocate for phone studios. I've been trying to think like, see, a lot of people, they want to come out and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they don't develop a plan. So with me, it's like I don't really want to come out with that and really stand behind it and promote it and shit like that until I got a plan. Like, this is how we gonna do it. I already know the app. They got a good studio already. They just need engagement and they need, the social part. Because real talk, a music app without the social part, even if it's just a music studio, they gotta have the social part. So I'm talking about kind of like what Rap Fame is. It's a social. They got a little mixer. It's not very good. They need to definitely step that up and let us use plugins and shit. They don't get it without plugins. Music sounds horrible without certain plugins. If you can't compress and you can't use the limiter and you can't use any certain reverbs that you want, and you know what I mean, and use just like EQ alone is huge. They got EQ and Rap Fame got EQ, but their EQ, really EQ that they got is really the only thing that I would use on Rap Fame. That's the only thing that semi-works good, but it's like, the EQ's pretty good, but it's like all they got. You know what I mean? And it's not as like, the recording that you get from it's not as good, so it's like, but see, now I got a plug that goes, you can use for a computer or a phone, so I could straight up just take my mic and straight hook it to this little plug, and I could straight up use the microphone on my phone, even to make a video or whatever I wanted to, a podcast. I can straight up use a mic and use it on my phone. Now, I'm kind of testing it. I don't know the damage it does to your phone, because it's a motherfucking mic. It's got power behind it and shit. I don't know the damage it does to your phone, but my phone seems pretty good. You know what I mean? But that's the next step. If we can get better mics and get like amps and like audio interfaces and shit, and get all that on a brand new iPhone. Cause see, I ain't talking about no T-Mobile phone or a Metro PCS. I'm talking about a real iPhone, like the top of the line phones, and then we'll work our way down. Then we'll get more budget into it. Cheaper phones that can actually do basically the same thing, but we want to start on the Apple level. Get the best phone out, or a Google phone, whatever. Get the best phone out and test it on that, so we can get the full capacity of what a phone can do. Because we can play PlayStation 4 graphics on a phone. Why do we need that big system anymore? It's for memory. If we can get a memory port that can hook to a phone and work great, fast, and you could just put terabytes and shit on your fucking phone, that'd be the next thing. You need that. You need the storage of a PC. You need to be able to hook an audio interface up, and I'm sure you can already do it. You need to get you a little keyboard. Get you a bigger phone, one like that. Even tablets. I think that's where we need to go. We need to get an Apple tablet and turn that shit into a studio, and then work our way down to the iPhone, and then to the Galaxies, and everything. And at that time, I'll probably fucking roll with a Google. I like the Google phones, just the way they look, the setup. I know that they're good, you know what I mean? It's an alternative to Apple, I think that's the next move, though. See, I've been like this my whole life. I've had these moves, these ideas in my brain, and I keep them to myself my whole life. My whole life. Straight up. All my ideas, all my information, all the shit that hits me, I would keep it to myself my whole life. Because that's what I thought. Just shut up, work a 9 to 5, pay bills, live in a house that you can barely afford, but you broke as shit walking to work, but you got a house, you know what I mean? No, fuck that. Bro, I'm telling y'all, there's a different way to life, and I'll never tell y'all what to do with your life. But I'm saying, if you follow me, You may fail. You're going to fail a lot of times because I'm going to fail. But if you like peep my movements and try to learn, like, okay, that's how he failed. He broke down the failure. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Then you got to think there's a lot of shit that people copy to the T, and you're like, you went to Arizona and met this guy. I'm going to Arizona. No, maybe you meant to go to Memphis, but you followed him exactly, and you ended up going to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were supposed to be in Memphis. So people's moves, but that doesn't mean copy every move, because a lot of them will tell you a lot of these moves you watch are failures, and you learn later. The video about to cut off. I'm just letting y'all know.